Welcome, everyone, one and all. Happy day, happy week, happy Monday. Hope everyone is doing well in a post San Diego Comic Con world and things are treating you well. Welcome to the show. My name is Grindhead Jim, and we're going to talk about some news today and a bunch of stuff. This is probably going to be one of the most jam packed announcement shows I've ever had. Because if you like what I do, this is your week because there's a lot of stuff coming this week, some of which I haven't told anybody. So, and I mean nobody. So, this is going to be a lot of fun. Want to real quick just catch up a chat here. Bjorn Jorgensen, Johnny Sorensen, and by the way, Johnny, nope, that is not on the topic of discussion for today at all. Don't worry. Jason Garcia, Ted Milich, Jim Largo, Ben Stutley. Hey man, you're gonna want to stick around because there's some stuff coming this week. You're gonna really dig. Rolo, of course. Gojatron, Kieran Ball, and I think that's everybody. No, Rolando and Nyla. Hi, everybody. Hello, good to see you. Stuff's happening this week. I'm excited. But there's a couple things, not a lot of news to go over today in terms of Scuba Pete's here. What's up, Scuba Pete? Scuba Pete does stuff he does. I don't know. I couldn't go. Keith Knight, what's up? And I think I said Rolando. If I didn't, hello Rolando. So there's not a ton of news because anything I wanted to cover about SDCC, I covered as it happened. Either in videos or when I was over at Ken's channel, we talked about the Motu stuff in pretty vivid detail. So I've just got a couple things to go over, just a random smattering of things, plus a couple pre-orders, and then we'll hop into some pickups and some announcements, and then we'll talk about how information flows in current society in the toy community. And my toy lights aren't on. Now they're on. Makes me feel better about myself and my income bracket. Guys, like, Scuba's a tank, any size. He's gonna clean up those bad guys. Scuba, there goes a Scuba Pete. I like that. I like that. I like that. Jason Garcia with a great prediction says, "Here's some news: Mattel Creation pre-orders suck. More at 11." I mean, I wish it was that simple, but you're not far off. You're not far off. And Jim's like, "Wait a minute, you going to other channels? You two-timing us?" I mean, yeah, of course. I'm a poly channel guy. Rolo says we're still digesting the weekend shockwaves. No problem. Understood. Good to see you, brother. He and I'll be talking later tonight about something that most of you know about. Cobra, Corey Lang. What's up, man? He's a great guy. Does some amazing stop motion stuff. So go get his channel. As usual, anyone in chat, if they have a channel, go get them. And hearing that Keith is feeling better, that's a good thing. It's a good thing. And is apparently missing a desert rat. Oh no. No, 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 no. We don't want that. That's not good. Hopefully it gets found. Hopefully it gets found. So going right into some news. Not a ton this week. Going back with our Mondo fiasco. Mondo has for over $200, over 220 each and every one of these, is a Revelation Skeletor, which looks quite nice. They've got an animated series Batman, which looks phenomenal, actually. They've got an animated series Joker. Now, and here's the part that's weird. I can't figure out the difference between this one and the exclusive Joker. It's a $10 difference, and I don't know what he doesn't come with between the two. It looks like there's an accessory up here. So it looks like these few accessories, so like this dynamite, these cards, and this bomb, and that's supposed to represent the $10 of difference. I don't fully understand that at all. It's a whole thing. Keith is doing better. That's amazing to hear, man. I'm glad that you're all right. It says Toys R Us are sending the Desert Rat to you as a packing department error. Okay, cool. So as long as you're getting your Desert Rat, man, That's important. And Ian Sweeney saying hats. There's hats. Oh, I didn't see the hats. I mean, look. Oh yeah. So okay, so he has the more alternate heads with the hats. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, so two more alternate heads. That's not bad for 10 more bucks. I'll give him that. I'll give him that. But I agree with what Mr. Largo is saying. Mondo stuff's beautiful. I don't have room for my shelves or in my budget. I same, same. And I see some other folks chime in with more heads, more heads. That's all. That's all true. That's all true. Mondo, I know I report on them a lot. It's just because I have this little hope in my head that now that Funko owns them, they might actually freaking make things affordable. I don't know. You would think because for all my, I'm not a huge fan of pops, as you know. They're just a waste of plastic, generally speaking. But they don't charge a ridiculous amount for them. They're 10, 15 bucks. And for a solid slab of plastic that has a nice paint deco, it's worth it. If that's what you want. I don't think anyone should want those. There's no articulation, but Funko does know how to keep things at a decent price point most of the time from what I've seen. So now that they own Mondo, I'm like, come on, man. Come on, man. And it's just so far not happening. Um Ian's like, it's not the 10 that's the issue, it's the initial 200 plus. I agree. I agree. And Ted, of course, I knew someone was gonna say it. I'll always take more head. I mean, who wouldn't? Right? I mean, some people, I mean, that's a real thing, but or that's what she said. Hey, that's what they said. He said anyone can say that because head is universal. Did I actually just say that out loud? I did. I sure did. Welcome to the show. Uh, you know. Oh shit! Mrs. here. Love you. Wash hands. You want me to wash my hands? Sorry. For those of you that don't know, Missa is my very best friend. Period. Um, just she is the absolute best, and I'm so happy to see her here. That's great. Thank you. It's good to see you. Okay. Kieran Ball says my money was on Keith, but Ted gets the quip of the day. There you go. They're really on the ball and sort of instantly with Toys R Us. That's great. That's good to hear, man. I thought it was a joke about balls. That's the whole thing. Anonymous dude 123 says, "Hey, you were great on Toy Connections last week. Thank you. I appreciate that. I had a lot of fun, and Ken put together an amazing panel over there. So I was just happy to participate, and more to come on that front for sure. More to come on that front for sure." Coach Tron says, "Head is for everyone, but Tiger is just for Bjorn." That's awesome, man. Oh, goodness gracious. All right. So, going back to some of the news, this isn't going to affect everybody, but I think it's interesting. Um, Spin Master, who's been making some pretty cool Batman toys, has entered a licensing agreement with PlayStation to create various products based on PlayStation intellectual property, like God of War, Horizon, Last of Us, Uncharted, and it plans to create products in the action figure collectible playset, plush, roleplay, vehicles, remote control, and games and puzzles categories. Dude, you give me a good 3 3/4 inch scale, or 6 inch scale of The Last of Us with playsets and vehicles. I am in, like Flynn. Now, if you don't play video games, The Last of Us is something worth experiencing. There's plenty of playthroughs online of that game, and I encourage you to watch it. There's a TV series of it coming up and everything, but I gotta say, really powerful stuff. And for them to be creating toys based on that, I think is a smart move. God of War is a no-brainer. Horizon is really cool. Again, for those that don't know, it's set in the future where machines are like dinosaurs and prehistoric animals and these robotic things, and then you have these primitive race of people, humans, who are just trying to survive. They're hunter gatherers, so it's interesting. A future reflecting our past, and that's really ripe for toys. And Uncharted, like Bjorn's saying, would be really, really cool. It's kind of the last, the current generation of kids. It's kind of their Indiana Jones in a way. So, really, really cool. Really, really cool. And Ian Sweeney with an excellent point. Spin Master is it's the best budget toy group going using existing IPs. I agree. That Batman Batcave playset that I have, which is going to be coming up on a review at some point in the next month, is really, really, really cool. So I think that they are a slam dunk for something like this. They are putting out really good stuff at really good prices. And for something like these video game properties that have really rich worlds, I think it's really cool. It's really cool. And I agree, anonymous dude. Corbra was awesome on the show. He may not be a man of many words, but I tend to listen when he speaks, and his intro that he made was just mind blowing. I couldn't believe what I was seeing, and I can't imagine the work that goes into that. Check out his channel. He does such good work. Really good guy. Will McLaughlin's here, waving at chat. I'm waving at Will. How we doing? Good to see you, brother. So, coming up next on news is something we already covered on the SDC Motu news, but I want to remind anyone who wasn't there that Roton, the Origins Roton, is up for pre-order at Walmart. It doesn't appear to be an exclusive, but at the same token, I haven't seen it anywhere else. This is one of those ones where I'm not going to mess with a pre-order. I'm going to rely on my friends and myself to find it in store when it shows up. So it's definitely going to be in Walmart's. I don't know if it's going to be pre-ordered anywhere else as of yet. At that price point's pretty reasonable, $33. It's not bad for what it is. There's a lot of parts and stuff like that, but that's out there. That's a thing, and I just wanted to let everybody know, keep a lookout for it because that's how it's going to happen. Now, this next piece is something that it's not really news, but I find it interesting. So throughout San Diego Comic-Con, with a lot of these, machinima photo things as they're prepping for the show, and more often than not, the official Motu Twitter uses Motu Origins figures for these, and between that and they're showing at the show, it's clear they're really going in on Origins more so than any other line, which is it's good to see because so many people were like, they're gonna start winding down. No, they have no sign of winding down on that front, which is both inspiring and it hurts my wallet, which is fine. That's all right though. It's okay. More news. The Jada Toys Universal Monsters. You got Dracula, Invisible Man, which is great. Wolfman, and the Mummy, looking really, really cool. They've been up for pre-order, and I've been snatching them up, and I can't wait. I can't wait to get these. It's so good. Jason Garcia says, speaking of Motu, I've come across that hairy beast man in Targets. There you go. There you go. Jim Largo, where's my damn superpowers, Todd? Now he's hyping Avatar statues. Give me a supermobile. Well, there's been some news about that too. If you go over to Bill Wifta's channel, Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures, his most recent toy hunting video at a couple Walmarts near where he lives, he did get to speak to somebody who runs a toy department at that Walmart he went to. And although they are on camera saying so, I trust Bill at his word. Essentially, they have them, and they're not supposed to put them out until the first or second weekend of August. And, because they have them in stock, they just could not sell them. So as a result, that's why we're not seeing them. So Bill's original theory that they aren't going to be out until the fall reset for school, that seems to be holding true. So there's plenty of people in our network of collectors that are aware of this now. And if you're not, now you are, and they're keeping an eye out. So everyone that wants one in our community, I'm pretty reasonably certain we're going to end up with them. So it's going to be good stuff. It's going to be real good stuff. Zazel from Sergeant Slaughter's Slaughterhouse is here. Little tidbit, little side note there. Sergeant Slaughter, for no reason I can discern, followed me on Twitter last night. Fanboyed for about a half hour. Not even joking. That was amazing. I was like, what? What are you talking about? Giraffe says that hairy Beastman is awesome. It's like Beastman killed and is wearing the bear creature Beastman was really supposed to look like. Not wrong. Not wrong. So the Jada Universal toy monsters, don't sleep on them. If you're into those characters, these are pretty damn good. And Jada Toys is making some great stuff. So be sure to check them out. Little something I wanted to show you. Some of you may have already seen this, but it is Galactus in the case at the Hasbro booth, kind of showing him off. And he's big, he's imposing, but still should have been on retail shelves. I love the look of this character. He appears to be able to stand up on his own, which is always a plus. There's no stand attached to him. Like, it's got some platforms for him, it looks like, just to be safe. But he's not like attached to some arm or something like that. It's a whole thing. Karen Ball says, I bet the Superman figure won't fit in the Supermobile. He does. He actually does. And regular superpowers do fit in there as well. Stephen asks, was there any Spider-Mobile at the show? I don't think so. I really don't think so. Yeah, it might have been. Ian Sweeney's hoping that McFarlane does a Hall of Justice update. I mean, it would be nice if we could just get the frickin' 5 toys that he announced for the first wave. That'd be nice. But he did say that more is coming, so that is a whole thing. As a whole thing. Bjorn also saying Chester Cheetah from Jada was cool. Yeah, that looks like a pretty cool figure too. I'm on the fence about it. Not so sure I should, commemorate Cheetos in such a way. It's a whole thing. Jason Garcia's brother got a Galactus. That's awesome. I'm not a fan of the HasLab crowdfunding things in general. Once again, this is something that should have been on shelves for sure. Anonymous dude wants an Annihilation MCU movie one day. That'd be cool. There's lots of cool storylines that need to come up for sure. Bjorn's asking something about a 400 online Target exclusive Millennium Falcon. I think there's something like that. I honestly don't know. Zazel asks what I need, or says what I need is a costume and a mannequin. Then maybe Galactus will be tall enough. Agreed. In fact, Sal from 2 Cents Toys has long made that clear. It's like that's how you do Galactus if you're wanting to do a scale collector. And I agree. Giraffe says, is that a child cosplaying as Galactus? That thing is crazy big. Yeah, it's pretty big. When you consider that the 6-inch figures are there, that's a pretty big boy. Karen Ball says all their feet are glued. I don't know about Galactus standing on his own 2 feet. Well, he's glued to this, like, these platforms. If you look, let me pause the video. Let me come back and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So let me just wait and get it right there. So you see these. Let me just move your comment. Sorry. You see these little plastic or glass things? It's probably glued to that. And I don't think those are glued to the glass. So from that perspective, it's I don't think it's a heinous thing at all. I understand you want something to stay in there. You don't want any figure taking a swan dive inside of a display case. I totally get it. But you're right. And that's true of any display that's out there in there. So Ian Sweeney was not pleased with the vintage collection news, but we'll cover that later. I didn't go over it, so because I didn't see anything of great relevance in there. And granted, we can certainly talk about that for sure. Gojo Trump says I'm not happy with Ghost Rider being a HasLab. I didn't know that was a thing. All I knew is they did a tease of the 50th anniversary of Ghost Rider. That's all I saw about that. If you have another source, send it to me. I'd like to know because that's something that we'll need to cover moving forward. If Ghost Rider himself is a HasLab, that just seems stupid. Um, Jason Garcia says, I'm not either, but he buys into them. I got him the Unicron. He's grabbed the Sentinel, Galactus, both G.I. Joe ones. Fair enough. Ted Millich with the hot take. So no X-Men movie now, just mutants. They haven't confirmed that, and it's something that it's kind of old news. People just bring it up more with San Diego Comic-Con being over the weekend. I would 100% believe they're trying to move away from the X-Men title. But I think there's a lot of different reasons not to name the X-Men films the X-Men. Not the least of which is the fact that there were so many X-Men films under the Fox brand, and you don't want to run the risk of people confusing it as a sequel or something like that. Now, do I think that they should just go ahead and name them the X-Men? Yeah. Yes, I do. I really do feel like X-Men need to be X-Men. And you can start out that way and say we should change it. Like, I understand that too. Like, I get it. But I think initially there has to be some acknowledgement of that for sure. And I don't know. I honestly don't know. Maybe they start out with the mutants because the X-Men don't yet exist. That's also a possibility. So we'll see. We'll see. Jim Lago says you can still find the older Marvel Universe Galactus at a decent price. He's about 13 inches tall and has lights and sounds and won't leave a big hole in your wallet like HasLab. Just saying. True. That's true. What comes with Galactus? Worldman Carbide asked. You get, I think you can get a different version of Firelord, or you definitely get Nova. It's like 2 or 3 heralds with him, and he's got like 3 different heads and a bunch of different hands and stuff. It's not bad, but it's a HasLab. You can't get it anymore, unfortunately. Kieran Ball says, I'm hoping MCU's Secret Invasion brings back Downey as Iron Man. Maybe it was a Skrull Iron Man that Thanos killed. I mean, you know what? That's possible. Anything's possible at this point, brother. Anything's possible. That thing looks almost as tall as I am. I mean, not quite. Not quite. It's about close to 3 foot tall. Something like that. Bjorn says, I like the pipeline reveals for Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary. So I haven't seen these. And this is part of why our subject is what it is. Galactus versus Unicron would be awesome. I would love to see that. Yeah, the Daredevil with Charlie Cox in it, 18 episodes. But if they just dole it out for a weekly thing for 18 weeks, that's gonna suck. I don't like consuming it that way. But that's just a personal preference. 18 episodes of Charlie Cox's Daredevil with Vince D'Onofrio confirmed to be his Kingpin. I'm in. Let's do it. All about it. Kieran Ball says, call it the original Uncanny X-Men with Cyclops, Marvel Girl, Beast Angel, and Iceman. Forget Wolverine. Fair enough. Anonymous Dude 123 says, gotta say, when you said on the Toy Connections stream that Sorceress creates the power and He-Man, therefore being the forcer who protects it, is awesome. Never heard it put like that before. Didn't have it prepared, came up with it on the spot. It's true. And it wasn't just me. People led me to that point. So the entire panel is responsible for that one. Not definitely not a me thing. In fact, it might have not even been me that said it, but clarifying a point. Ian Sweeney says, Book of Boba Fett brand is Slave 1. Sorry, Boba Fett Starship. Yeah, I saw that. And you can still get the Empire Strikes Back version of that ship. And it's lowered in price in some places where you can get it. So I guess it depends upon if you want a really beat up version of it or if you want the Empire Strikes Back one. You know, we're getting Wicket in Vintage Collection. Okay. Cool. And Jason promises to get some pictures and so forth. And Scuba just passed a Cheetos truck on the interstate. There you go. Keeping our Cheetos on brand theme. Now, I know I'm a broken record with this stuff, but it's more Mondo crap. You got Wolverine, Jubilee, Magneto, and Gambit, and they look like amazing figures. And they're going to cost those four figures together are going to cost just shy of $1,000. They're 1/6 scale, so they're pretty big. But $1,000 for four figures? Give me a break. No, not with a stolen credit card, dude. There's no way. There's no way. Now, getting into a couple pre-orders that I saw come up, and again, this is going to seem like a weird flex for me. The fact is, Ian Sweeney says it's cheaper to get a passable vintage Slave One. Arguably. I've at least here in the States, the prices will vary. And if you get it in a box, you're looking at close to 200, 150 to 200 in some cases. So it depends upon what you want. But you're right. Basically, if you want a vintage one, you probably pay less than the 200 pounds. That's for sure. Cor Lang says, can't get the new Serpentor off my mind. So nice. Yes, looks quite cool. I'm very, very excited about that for sure. And getting into pre-orders. This is really a figure like for around $100. Any brand that does, kind of a destination, $100 figure. Like if you have one favorite character, I don't mind that price point for what it is. And this is a reissue of this figure. So if you're into Deadpool, this might be the figure for you at $105. The amount of articulation is kind of insane. He comes with the flying stand, multiple heads. The weapons are just out of this world. The posability just looks insane. The musculature is just really cool. I'm not that into Deadpool that I would want something like this. It is a Yamaguchi. This is a Yamaguchi. It's just a beautiful piece. And looking at the accessories it comes with alone is like, wow, I totally get it. And I just kind of randomly came across it today, and I said, you know what? Someone out there might be really into Deadpool, and if they are, this is a really nice piece for $105. So if that's your jam, I just wanted to bring it to everyone's attention because it's pretty damn cool. Not for me, not something I necessarily want, but it's pretty cool. Will McLaughlin with a super chat. Thank you so much, sir. Says, congratulations on 1 year. Keep up the great work. Also want to acknowledge the wonderful members of chat. Feel honored to be a member of this community. We're honored to be in your presence as well, sir. Will's an amazing fella. Love hanging out with him when we have those private chats over on Patreon. Really, really fucking cool guy. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate the super chat. Very generous. Jason Garcia says, good thing if you look hard enough, you can find knockoffs of the Yamaguchis. Yep, there's knockoffs of everything, for sure. Speaking of obscure, I guess would be the thing. This came out over the weekend. I don't know how to feel about it, but I think it's pretty interesting. Barnyard Commandos is being completely reimagined by a company called Premium DNA. And these are $55 figures a piece. These are very small run, from what I can tell, but they look really interesting. So if I just go up to Stealth Ops Major Lager Mutton, these are 5-inch figures. They're not large. They're little guys, and it's a lot to pay for a 5 POA, 6 POA figure. It's 26 to 30 points of articulation. Pardon me. It just isn't apparent that their articulation is such. But they're cool. I mean, if you're into Barnyard Commandos, there's definitely some interesting things to be had here. It's not for me, really not for me, but I give them a lot of credit for, reviving a long dead toy line. And I wanted to give it some optics, bring some attention to it. So if you're into that sort of a thing, definitely take a look at it. Gojatron with a very good point. Premium DNA's the new Mad Balls, which are still available, and they are doing Earthworm Jim. So they're taking some risks and doing some interesting properties. So keep an eye on them. Thanks for chiming in on that, Goji. Do appreciate that. Um, cool stuff for sure. Again, not for me, but certainly cool. Speaking of interesting choices, as you guys know, I'm really in on those Jada Universal monsters, but Factory Entertainment is putting out beach towels of the Universal monsters, and I don't hate them. They're kind of cool. Like you got these classic pictures, and like, yeah, I know they're beach towels, but if you were, going to make some kind of a display of Universal monsters, take these towels and just hang them across the wall, it's kind of interesting. I mean, again, not something that I typically would report on, but San Diego Comic Con is kind of when these weird things come out of there. And here's a Universal Monsters Wolfman cane. It's a prop rep. It's a real cane for $350. And if you've ever bought a custom cane, like they can get pretty expensive. So I get it. But the towels were really what I was into. I'm like, what? And these are really classic, old school Universal. They're taking images from the posters and the covers and reimagining them as some pretty ornate things. Interesting stuff to me. Very interesting stuff. Okay. So I'm seeing that from chat that Primo DNA used to run a toy shop, ripped off some folks, and that they are apparently the same people. And I'm seeing that's a real shame. So I didn't know anything about that. So I guess don't buy the Barnyard Commandos because they have a history of not delivering for whatever reason. Now, last little piece of news, and granted, this is not meant to be an exhaustive recap of SDCC, just the last handful of things that kind of came into my purvey. The classified reveals look really good. Serpentor looks amazing. But something I didn't get a chance to look at until today, I heard about it, was Rock and Roll. Now, you may not know this, but Rock and Roll was my first ever G.I. Joe. Original Rock and Roll means a lot to me as a G.I. Joe character. Um, and this sculpt looks just amazing. So I cannot wait to get a chance to have this in my hands. And yeah, he's going to go on his Ram cycle. That's who belongs on that thing, as far as I'm concerned. That or Stalker, I don't know. But I think it's great. They're leaning more heavily into the classic stuff, which depending upon your point of view, is really good or a questionable move. I'm all for it because that's the reason I collect G.I. Joe classifieds. Now, when it comes to Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander, I like that design, but I also felt that the original G.I. Joe classified Cobra Commander looks great. I think there's plenty of room for all of these choices, and I like that there's a choice in some cases. It's quite good. So definitely something to consider. Very, 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 very pleased with all of that. So I just wanted to real quick look through here. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. All right. So isn't that the Grindhead Jim G.I. Joe? I mean, it's not far off. I mean, the hair's wrong, but he's military. He wouldn't have longer hair or anything. But it's not far off. You're right. It's not far off at all. For sure. Corbett Lang said, I'd like to see some new characters before second versions, personally. I agree that more characters are always welcome, in any toy line, for sure. But as someone who didn't like the first few versions of things, I like the idea of being able to come back and get those. I don't think honestly, I think they should just release a lot more stuff and not have so many pre-orders. Release the toys and lots of them and stop putting out pre-orders every 18 seconds. Just maybe things will work out better. Hasbro. So, I mean, all in all, SDCC was overall, it was good. I saw very few announcements that made me go, ugh. You guys know how I feel about Grizzlor. If you don't, watch the video. Um, Eternia, I would rather it have been retail. I've said that many times. However, the fact that it's the crowdfund through Mattel Creations means at the very least there's an opportunity to get one where you don't have to scramble. If you want one, you can get one. It's not the ideal solution. It's not what I would want, but I'm grateful at least that they were smart enough not to do a traditional Mattel Creations rollout on that thing. So pretty good, pretty good. Squiggles, I've been good, man. How you doing? Jim Largo says Mattel has shown with Motu that several versions of classic and updated characters can sell, but Hasbro screw the pooch with too many Snake Eyes and Roadblocks. Correct. With that Amazon exclusive Roadblock probably being my favorite, I'm grateful to have him in my collection. Steve was like, and CamoCon. Yes, and CamoCon. Absolutely. So now I'm going to show you just a couple pickups. These are just things that came in over the weekend, and nothing. I don't necessarily think it's earth shattering, but I think you guys get a kick out of it. And then we're going to talk about some upcoming things for the week. Okay. So first are the hauls. As you can see, some more Action Force came in. I've got my Trigger, got this Night Ops Steel Brigade, which looks amazing, and a Garrison Cavalry figure. I also got my deluxe Motu Origins Leech and Snout Spout in, which I'm super excited for. Oh, and I shouldn't neglect to mention Weapons Pack Charlie down there. I also finally completed my Muppets collection. I got the last one that I was missing from the line, so I have a complete collection of the Muppets from the Diamond Select line. And I got Sam the Eagle and Rizzo the Rat. And it's something that, you know, Sam the Eagle is my favorite Muppet, period. So this was really important to me. And then behind it, you might see a shipper box for something else. It is a super colossal Giganotosaurus. That thing is almost 4 feet long. That thing is huge. And I want to show it in the shipper box because I love getting shipper boxes, guys. I think they're really cool. So I wanted to show it. Now you know it's here. A review is coming. It's pretty cool. So the Leech is an awesome figure. Motu Jones does a great review of him over on his channel. Snout Spout looks pretty cool. Really couldn't care less about the action feature with the water, but I'm glad they preserved it. I do like that the new Origins figures are moving away from the action features and more into making the character sculpts look pretty cool. Giraffe. This Horde experimented on PTSD cyborg elephant firefighters rock. And yes, Goji, we absolutely could talk about this. So he says, can we talk about how Marvel Legends making human flying Razor Beast figures just for you? Yes. It's pretty cool. Those are relatively obscure characters in the long run. It's very interesting. And some of the Marvel Legends stuff that was announced, I was pretty pleased with. The comic accurate Black Panther looks really cool. The character designs for Wakanda Forever, I'm interested. I'm not going to go into great detail with it because if you don't watch trailers and you don't want to be spoiled with that kind of stuff, I'll leave that to you for right now. But I'm pretty interested in them overall. I did pre-order those. Certainly, they had the Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends combo pack. It went up on Hasbro Pulse at first. I was able to get multiples because I got one for myself and a couple for other folks as well. And it wasn't a horrible experience. I was able to get that done. They also had this a special 2-pack of a couple of different Heralds of Galactus. And even though I'm not getting a Galactus, I kind of like those figures. So I went ahead and grabbed those. I might cancel it. I don't know if I really want them or not. But it was like, you know what? Those look pretty cool. I might grab them. And the big one for me, of course, being that Spider-Man is an Amazing Friends. The Iceman in there it looks like it's borrowing parts from several different sculpts to make him. It's the same ice sled from the retro carded X-Men Iceman, which I have. It's the exact same Firestar, and the Spider-Man looks to be the same as the retro carded Spidey. So that is a worthwhile purchase just to have a backup of Spider-Man. But honestly, I just want the Spider-Man and Amazing Friends box. I'm going to be blunt here. I have all the figures I need to make that setup of people, but the more classic Spideys I can get, the better. So I found it was pretty interesting. But Human Fly, I was like, that's cool. You never hear anyone talk about that character. And Razor Beast as well falls into that category. I'm excited to see what they do with the 50th anniversary of Ghost Rider. I hope that it's wrong that he's going to be a HasLab. I really hope that's wrong. They sold Wolverine and Black Widow and damn Punisher with motorcycles. They're in there for the motorcycle game. Why can't you just put them on the shelf? I'll probably buy 2 of them. This is amazing. I've been waiting for a good Ghost Rider for a long time. So it's a whole thing. But Tramago says, you can just print out a picture of Spider-Man and his amazing friends and save yourself quite a bit of. You're not wrong. Okay, you're not wrong. You're also not my dad, but you're not wrong. So that is definitely a thing. I'm gonna take a quick break to wet the old whistle here. Bjorn's asking if Ghost Rider is going to be a multi-pack. I honestly don't know. The only thing that I saw was Ghost Rider 50th anniversary, and they teased that by itself. So I don't think it's just going to be one Ghost Rider thing. I think we're going to see a whole wave of Ghost Rider figures, which I'm excited for. If you give me comic accurate Ghost Rider Rogues Gallery, I'd be happy. Gojatron saying they hinted the HasLab will involve Robbie Reyes, so they're probably doing a 6-inch scale Hell Charger. There you go. I'm not happy about that. If that's the only place we're going to get a decent Ghost Rider, whip, ride, if you will. I'd be very upset by that. Here's hoping that they learn the error of their ways, or at least we get a decent Ghost Rider with the newer style sculpting. I would love to see, the late 80s, early 90s version of Ghost Rider, Johnny Blaze with the crazy over the top Knight Rider style motorcycle and chains that go from here to Gibraltar. That's what I want to see. That's what I want. Am I going to get that? We'll find out. Now, going back to some announcements. I've said in multiple places, including to the patrons, that interviews are coming. Well, they're starting this week. And I've decided that I do not want to do interviews the same time we do this Monday news stream. I no longer want to do that. Because as news comes out, I want to be able to cover it. I like the casual nature of it. It's a good start off to the week. So any guest appearances that I have, unless they just cannot schedule it any other day, are going to be on days other than Monday, because I want to preserve the tone of each of those things. So in that vein, this Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern, the same time we do the Monday streams, Joseph Dickerson will be coming on the stream. And I've titled this one, The Architect of Forgotten Dreams. This guy is making vehicles and play sets for toy lines that always should have existed. The guy is a freaking genius when it comes to this stuff, and he's been very gracious with his time and energy in making a lot of things, not the least of which is the 3 3/4 inch scale Bespin playset that has captured my imagination. So I cannot wait to have him on the show Wednesday night, where we can pick his brain with all kinds of stuff and get some information on how he does what he does and what's coming in the pipeline. I'm very grateful to Joseph for allowing me to spend some time with him this week, and we look forward to it this Wednesday at normal stream time. So I hope y'all are excited for that. That is definitely looking to be something that's going to be a lot of fun. And I see a lot of Ghost Rider comics talk in there. My favorite Ghost Rider stuff isn't really a Ghost Rider comic. It's actually the Revenge of the Sinister Six storyline. I just loved his role in that myself. Um, Will says, "Oh, Joe's an absolute madman. I can't wait." And you would know, you've met the man, so it'd be very, very, very cool. Now, Will did mention in his very generous super chat that we hit a year of doing toy related content. That is 100% true. And to commemorate that, I wanted to do something special. And I've been teasing an FAQ video for a while. And then I said, well, the questions being asked kind of lack context. So I wanted to kind of say, well, you guys know me from all this stuff, and you certainly know bits and pieces about my history from random questions being asked. But I decided I wanted to do an overview of, me doing content and, my history with toys as a kid, along with all the frequently asked questions that I tend to get and wrap it into one big celebration. So this Thursday is a 70-minute interview style video of me telling my entire history with toys, my history as a content creator, how it got me here, what got me started in the toy collecting, along with some frequently asked questions directly from viewers and patrons. So, this video, despite its simple nature, it took me 3 hours to film it and over 6 hours to edit it, for a total of about 10 hours of work between rewatching and tweaking and things like that. Patrons, of course, getting early access to it because I like to give them access whenever I can. Ben Stutley asking, is this going to be done live? So the interview with Joe will be live on Wednesday. This interview style video is pre-recorded and edited. It'll be premiering on Thursday. Now, I had it's going to be a premiere. I want to have the live chat through it. And what I'm not sure on is what time would work for you guys. Normally, I premiere videos at the same time I do streams, which is 6 p.m. Eastern. This is over an hour long. And of course, people are going to drop in, drop out, watch the video at their leisure, stuff like that. I put chapters in it and everything else. But because of the time length of the video, and I want to just get a general idea of what you guys think, I could do it because of my schedule. I think I'll be able to do it an hour earlier at 5 p.m. Eastern. Would that make a difference to anybody? Or should I just leave it the normal time at 6 p.m. Eastern and move forward? It's really up to you guys because I'm going to be there regardless. So I just want to make sure that people have the opportunity. Will says, I managed to watch the entire video today in pieces throughout my workday. It was challenging, but well worth it. Great job. Thank you. Rolo, you're not wrong. It is a packed week because we're not even done yet. Bjorn saw the video as well. Loves it. Thank you. Thank you. Corbra definitely knows what I'm talking about. He works way harder than I do. Draft says, is it done like one of those old 2011 Draw My Life YouTube videos? No. Although I did used to draw a lot as a kid. No, it's nothing quite like that. It's very simple, me talking to the camera with someone asking me questions. And I'm not going to spoil that part of it for you. It's pretty straightforward. And there were a lot of visual elements I was going to bring in, but decided against it because this is better. Even though you get to watch me talk, for something this long with these kinds of stories, you might as well just put it on in the background, like Johnny Sorensen, like Bob Ross, but not Jim. Yeah, We don't make it, it'd be fun. Um, so it's Carl says, I'm being honest, Jim. That interviewer on your FAQ video is being a bit of a dick, but he's your friend, so you're not wrong. You're not wrong. It was worthwhile endeavor. Um, and I wasn't planning on having him. It just kind of happened. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Don't be too hard on the guy. He did his best under the circumstances. So, um, but I was going to put a lot of visual elements into it as far as like bringing up pictures, things like that. There's two reasons I didn't go nuts with that. Because one, the childhood stuff that I do have pictures of, all the pictures are, you guessed it, in storage. And if I couldn't bring those up, I didn't want to bother with the visual stuff for everything else, just images of like drums and things like that. And Ben, this is what I was talking about. I talk at length about my music career and answer some pretty cool questions that I think you're really going to get into. So I think you'll enjoy that. I talk about vintage toys as well, as people will really get into that. And because again, if I can't go all in, I'm not going to do it. And I do want people to be able to listen to it in the background and enjoy the stories and stop and go and have fun with it. So, it's not something that the algorithm's going to like. I did not put any ad breaks in it. It's a 70-minute video without any ad breaks. Ads at the front, ads at the back, nothing in the middle. I could have done that. I decided against it. Because if this is a celebration of the last year of what we went through together as a journey, there's no reason to be greedy about that shit. So it's there to be something that you enjoy, and I hope that you like it. I can't promise that every year I'll put out something like this. We'll do something different every year. We'll find out. Adventures of Grindhead Jim in the Land of Happy Little Trees. Put in a pretty little Jim here next to a squirrel friend. Yeah, that'd be cool. Awesome Dude 123 says it's awesome you're in the metal, lots of music enthusiasts in the community. True. But that's why my name is Grindhead Jim. I even define Grindhead Jim to people. I tell the whole story, what it means to. There's tons of stuff in there. So stuff that you wanted to know but didn't think to ask, or things that you have asked and I've been cagey about, certainly there. Do I show any drumming? No, I don't show any drumming, but I do talk about it. So sorry. It has been a long, strange trip, Jason. It's been interesting for sure. For sure. Speaking of long, strange trips, that is not the only thing that is also coming this week. I am happy to finally, officially announce that this Saturday will be the Masters Maniac Mexico Cancer Benefit Auction, which is going to be on this Saturday. I originally had scheduled it for 11 a.m. Central, which is noon Eastern. I might start it earlier than that, if only because there are so many freaking items for sale. And yes, I do like ABBA. Jerk. But this is to benefit Masters Maniac Mexico. We did a benefit at the beginning of the month to help with medications and to get his friend flown in. The medications are helping. Treatment is happening. The flight is booked for him to come down. And now what we're doing is we're selling off portions of his toy collection to make sure they go to people that really want cool toys, and also to help fund getting all of his toys shipped to a museum that's going to preserve the bulk of his collection. So this is directly, you're buying toys to benefit the history of a toy collection. So there are so many toys, and I'm going to show you just a little bit. Bet y'all didn't know I was going to do that. I'll give you a preview of just some of the stuff, because there is so much stuff. It's kind of nuts. And these are, almost all of them are bootleg toys, which are not knockoffs. They're toys that are made that are not officially licensed. They're bootleg. They're not copies of other things that exist. They're new creations based on existing properties. We got this Dark Knight. You got some Five Nights at Freddy's stuff. A Lucha Libre 6-figure little playset, which is just really interesting. Like fun, cool little things. Stay Puft Marshmallow Man and a Slimer with it. And you got a bunch of these Homer figures. You got like a Homer Simpson Spider-Man, a Homer the Thing from Fantastic Four, a Homer Ghost Rider, a Homer Simpson Werewolf, a Homer Wolverine, Homer Venom, Homer Flash, Homer Freddy Krueger, a gigantic 28 centimeter Carnage with 14 points of articulation and interchangeable hands, as well as LED lights, a Venom Xenomorph Mosquito that's 20 centimeters tall with 6 points of articulation, a Carnage 18 millimeter transparent red with LEDs, same thing with Venom with the LED, a Predator King Kong crossover Xenomorph with a battle axe, LED, and 8 points of articulation, Venomosaurus, Carnosaurus, Hulkbuster Transformer, which is transparent yellow and red and has an Iron Man included with 17 points of articulation. A Serene Head, Birdman, Marvel Mini Heroes. You got Black Panther, Incredible Hulk, Deadpool, Iron Man, Captain America, Mini Mazinger 7 to 10 centimeters, Bubbleheads, Thanos, and Deadpool. There's your vinyl with 24 centimeters. Baby Shrek, which is anatomically correct from what I can see, 32 centimeters, 5 points of articulation. Could have been 6, but you don't want to do that weird thing in that weird place. King Kong, 30 centimeters with sound 5 POA. This Doctor Doom is pretty badass looking. 30 centimeter cloth cake, 7 POA. A Deadpool, squeeze penny bank for Thor. You've got a Mega Brickhead Joker at 14 centimeters, a Mega Brickhead Commissioner Gordon with a blaster. You've got some minifigs of E.T. and Mickey and Goofy. These are vintage from the Mickey and Goofy are vintage from the 70s. You've got Fred Flintstone and Barney, 5.5 centimeters, vintage from the 70s. Dino from the Flintstones, 10 centimeter repro of a 90s mechanical toy, and he eats the bone, which is interesting. An Ultraman, 23 centimeter Texas knife with holster, vintage from the 60s. You never see these. You never see these. So everything we're looking at right now, folks, these are all items that are up for auction this Saturday to benefit Rolo, aka Masters Maniac Mexico. And I'll be updating the entire auction with all of these. It's going to take me some time, but it'll be worth it. Got a Mega Deadpool, 49 centimeters. It's huge. Mega Batman Joker, heavy metal for 66 centimeters. Vinyl with a cloth cape, 9 POA. You got a Mega Hellboy. More Five Nights at Freddy's minis. You got the bear, the spider, Freddy again, bunny, Chica, a pony, a foxy, a service girl, a 28 centimeter Wolverine with 4 POA, which looks pretty cool. Five Nights at Freddy's Foxy, Jeremy, Blue Bunny, Piggy, Acid Freddy, Cupcake. If any of your kids are into Five Nights at Freddy's, Saturday's going to be your freaking day, guys. So see who's into Five Nights at Freddy's and pick up some cool stuff for that stuff for sure. If you're a Marvel fan, Homer Simpson, Aliens, like you got lots of stuff coming your way, man. There's some cool things to be had. Like these are some big freaking figures. You got a Xenomorph, 21 centimeter metallic paint job, 6 POA. Transparent Xenomorph, which is interesting. It's got a foot stand and a helmet. A Predator in metallic green with 22 centimeter LED functional shooter and a mini alien that comes along with. You got a Predator in neon green paint deco, which is very cool. Also 22 centimeter, a golden Predator with 2 masks, a spear, 6 points of articulation. He-Man and the Masters Universe stuff. This is the stuff that's going to bring the boys to the yard, in my opinion. Rolo says, there's some of our promotional pieces included, and I still got some around. These were given to the producer to decide for a piece or not. Gotcha. Okay. So some of these are prototypes. So you're getting one-of-a-kind pieces in those situations. So you've got the Good versus Evil playset with 5 figures. So you've got Orko, He-Man, Skeletor, Battle Cat, and Panther. It's one set by itself. You've got Orko as transparent red, 2 POA with an LED. You've got Battle Cat and Cringer together, which is a neat transparent green removable mask. Panther and Panther blah, 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 and a Panther in the same scale with removable stuff. Then you got a Skeletor glow in the dark with a Havoc staff, as well as a He-Man. You got a Okay, this is where it gets really interesting. A vintage giant He-Man from the 80s at 38 centimeter inflated plastic, super rare. Bum bum bum. I know one person that'll probably be bidding on that. He-Man 200X, mechanical toy, battle armor, and sword, active in motion. Action motion, which is cool. A Panther vintage bootleg from the 80s. So this is like a 40-year-old bootleg. Now, you've got a Battle Cat 80s vintage bootleg. This is super rare, very desirable in Mexico, which means it's even harder to find in anywhere else. Also have a He-Man vintage bootleg with metallic blue, a red and gold Skeletor 13 centimeter vintage bootleg Havoc staff, He-Man 200X vintage blue 17 centimeter armor black sword, super funny and hard to find. He-Man bootleg promotional figure, 17 centimeters, massive power sword, only 50 examples. I mean, there's 50 of these in the world. You can have one. This is the one that I know is going to sell and probably going to sell for big money. Tricolor He-Man, original vintage 80s, 14 centimeters. This piece is almost unfindable. It's a legend in Latin America as well as Europe. It's a 100% replica of the original of its time. The mold's been adapted to a crossover with Mexican luchadores. Paint job and the color of parts build the Mexican national flag. You'll probably never see this piece again in your lifetime. Cobra, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. We'll see you soon. And there's still more. You got an alien egg with an LED foot stand, a mini predator, and a xenomorph inside of the egg. You've got an alien mother, queen, hanging out doing the thing. A predator warrior with chrome armor, interchangeable face mask. Same thing with a pred alien, as we call it here in the States. Predator xenomorph, transparent black. Got a predator king, which is pretty cool. 29 centimeters with all kinds of stuff. A predator warrior, 24 centimeters. A superheroes 5-pack, which is obviously a Power Rangers knockoff, which is pretty cool. And they're sealed on the card. A massive Hulk with the Infinity Gauntlet, 25 centimeters, 8 LED and 8 POA. 26 centimeter Hulk, hand painted, interchangeable hands, LED 12 POAs, big boy. Thundercats, Lion-O bootleg variants with vintage Power Punch sword action. You've got some Ninja Turtles bootleg Mexican Michelangelo with a fistfight function. Looks like a cheapskate and a Bebop. You've got Iron Man, kind of like an Iron Patriot. It looks like. You got Optimus Prime. Looks like it's based on the Michael Bay film, 30 centimeters. You've got a Devil Mexican bootleg of Pure Inferno. I love that myself. And that's all we got. That's everything. That's all the stuff. I said I was going to give you a sneak peek. You got a sneak peek of freaking everything. So spread the word. And you can get there. And again, there's no things up for auction yet. It goes live at the thing. So if you want to tell people how to get there, you just send them over to grindheadgym.com/MMM. I just put that link into the chat. That is how you will get there. If you want to tell people about it, that's how you get in there. Grindhead.com, damn it. One of my mods delete that. Don't delete it. There, that's the one. Oy. There we go. All right, so we fixed all that shit now. So Rolo says it's 111 pieces, and he hopes it all ends up with toy lovers. I hope so too. I think that it's going to be great. And Jim Largo asks where Epic Badger is when you need him. Probably at work. It's okay. It's totally okay. But I fixed it. So yeah, if you just go to grindheadgym.com/MMM, that takes you to the auction. The live stream will be embedded inside of there. I'm also going to make the live stream public after this. So basically, I'm making that live. I'm going to be announcing the Joe Dickerson chat. I'm also going to be putting up tomorrow morning, probably. I will if there's any patrons in here who haven't seen anything. Well, you're not chopped liver, Goji. Like, no, you're not. No, no, you are well. You are like deep fried, perfectly seasoned liver, sir. You're excellent. We're just used to you not being here because you often work during the stream. And in your absence, Jesse Hughes has been invaluable as an Epic Badger. But you're amazing and awesome, and I love you, Carl. Don't ever think otherwise. So I'm gonna be basically just publishing all of this shit um, in short order. Are there any patrons who haven't seen the video for Thursday that want to see it? If you're here, pretty sure everyone's seen it. Um, but if you want to watch it, let me know, and I won't schedule the premiere until tomorrow. But if everyone sounds off that's here and says, no, you're good, I'll go ahead and schedule that premiere. The reason that I'm doing that, folks, is that once you schedule a premiere, people can't watch anymore. So I want to make sure people that are patrons have had a chance to watch it if they want to before the premiere. So there you go. Ugh. But yeah, that's a lot. So you got the live stream today. You got an interview with Joe Dickerson on Wednesday. You've got the 70-minute year anniversary celebration premiere on Thursday at the same time, and then Saturday we have the auction, which who the hell knows how long that's going to go on for. I have a feeling that some of those pieces are probably just going to need to be on the auction site, and some of them are going to be thrown up for review so we can talk about them longer. Like the higher, not necessarily the higher ticket items, but the things that I think people are going to really be into. Um, and I think that's part of what Roll and I will talk about after the show, just to make sure we're all on the same page with that stuff. And but I will be joined by Bill from Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. Once again, he was such a great co-host when we did the last stream for Rollo. I think it'd be quite good, and I'm looking forward to it. I do know that we probably need to do some sort of a. I haven't decided yet what we're going to do in terms of like milestones, right? Because it's a little bit different. It's not like you can just throw $1,000 at the screen, and now we've raised $1,000. Like people have to buy the toys. I'm also fully aware there are some cheeky people in this community that will buy toys for a lot of money and not care if they ever get the toy. I know you're out there. I know what you're going to be doing, and that's okay with me. So we'll get there. I will figure it out. If you guys have any ideas on like goals, 'cause I'm not sure how to manage that with an auction, right? Like if we raise XYZ amount of money by, in these amount of things, I don't know. I haven't decided yet because Bill's got his magic tricks. I am not going to be messing around with toys and things like that because we have to move through all of these auctions. So I don't really think that I have a thing. So maybe we need to set a goal of how much we need to raise. And if we hit that goal, we can do something special. I don't know what that is. I don't know. I'll have to think of something. I think that'll probably be the way to go. Ben Stutley says, "Sound like you've been busy, and we'll be busy this week. Looking forward to it." I have been busy, really busy. But I'm happy, and I'm looking forward to all of this stuff. It's going to be a good time. Getting to talk to Joe is going to be a treat. Certainly, sharing that video with the community. I love premieres, man. I love them. I used to think they were cheesy, but now I love doing them. So I'm looking forward to the conversation that we're going to have. And of course, the The auction is going to be fun. I've never done an auction before. This will be great. It'll be a lot of fun. Can't wait to do it. Bjorn in here with the right attitude. If it helps out a brother, I'm in. Toys are just gravy. I agree. Jason Garcia says, if you break $2,000, Jim creates an OnlyFans. You know what? Yeah. Yeah. If we break $2,000, I'll create an OnlyFans. That'd be easy. No problem. Done. I'll absolutely make that happen. Absolutely make that happen. If we break $2,000, no problem. No problem. That's what you really want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. For me not to make a OnlyFans. And I was right. Epic Badger did just get off of work. But I like that. Careful. Did someone say Jesse Hughes 3 times? I like that. That's good. And the only thing I post are ceiling fans. No, it don't have to be ceiling fans. You could have like box fans and desk fans and clamp fans. Random pictures of fans of properties. I don't know. Could be something. Like Eastern style, like fans from like Japan and shit. You can do all kinds of stuff, man. So since Jesse just got here, because even he doesn't know about this shit. Shall we tell him? Yeah, we should tell him. So, wrong thing. The devil. The devil. Wrong place. So the cancer benefit is this Saturday. It's gonna be fun. It'll be live stream on YouTube, but in order to actually bid, you have to be on the website. So it's grindheadgym.com/MMM. MMM, which I probably should have pinned that in the first place. Let me go back and find it. Pin. Yay. All right, cool. Now it's there. So we're doing that on Saturday. But before that, we're doing this Wednesday we're doing a live stream interview with Joe Dickerson, 3D printer and toy designer extraordinaire. And then Thursday we have the premiere of the first year anniversary 70-minute epic video. It's a busy week for us. Well, me and you if you can make it. So, and also just because I like to show off the stuff when I've got stuff to show. Got my Action Force Trigger, Steel Brigade, Weapons Pack Charlie, and Garrison Cavalry, as well as Snout Spout and Leech from Origins, my Sam the Eagle and Rizzo the Rat from the Diamond Select Muppets, which completes that set for me. And I got myself one of those Jurassic World colossal giant Gigantosauruses, which I can't wait to open up. So it's the whole thing. Nerds Raider, the who, what, the where now? Lots of stuff. So Wednesday today's Monday. So Wednesday will be us talking to Joe Dickerson, who is designing that 3D printed Bespin playset and I believe has done a Gunstar as well. And then Thursday is going to be a 70-minute little interview video celebrating a year of me doing toy content. And a lot of you actually get mentioned in that video, so check that out. And then Saturday, we're doing a live auction to benefit Masters Maniac Mexico in the morning. It's 11 a.m. Central or slightly earlier. I will keep everyone appraised of that on the social medias and stuff. I'll probably do a little video too once I'm sure when we're starting. And there's some really cool stuff in there. Like there's some old vintage He-Man Mexican bootlegs you don't see anywhere. So a lot of stuff, man. And it's good to see you, by the way. Yes, it's very modest. The dinosaur makes it look a lot bigger, but it's cool. It's fun. Jim Largo says, we want to see you open the giant colossal dinosaur and love him and squeeze him and have him call him George. No, not today. You will eventually. it's gonna be a review, but I got other stuff I gotta do first. Like I gotta basically I have to do, just so you guys know. I'll be doing a review on the Batman Batcave playset, and then I want to do a Marvel Selects roundup of all the Marvel Selects that I've gotten in the last couple months, with just a handful of them, like 4 or 5. And I like keeping those together, and that'll be those 2 videos. I'll start doing more scale stuff, so you guys will be able to see what's going on. And because the Batcave review will be relatively short, I will probably do both of those videos in 1 week, so that they're up on the channel, and then I can get some Motu stuff done, and 'cause I got to catch up a little bit, guys. I really do. La, 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 la. Missed out on the Giant Figs. Well, is a huge Five Nights at Freddy's collection. There's a lot of stuff in there. A lot of stuff for sure. Largo's putting dibs on the glam rock Batman. Okay, all right. I'll send you a higher res picture of it after the stream. Jim Salzberg asked, "Did I reach out to Pixel Dan? He loves He-Man bootlegs." Yeah, maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. You don't know. uh, did I talk about the boat? No, I didn't. Thank you for reminding me. Putting some Cobra logos on the side. Yes, 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 yes. I want to show you guys this. So, we've talked about this on the show in the past because we knew it was coming, and it's something that, depending upon your viewpoint, could be really, really cool news, or just, oh, that's kind of neat. So this is a Fortnite Victory Royale motorboat vehicle. It's 6-inch scale by Hasbro. Comes with this little display stand that looks like water. It really reminds me of the boat that came out of the Jeep in Mask. And I don't remember the name of that damn thing to save my life. But it's got enough cool things that you could do a ton of stuff with it, customization wise. For example, um, you know, Jesse's going to turn it into a Cobra boat. And a lot of people were speculating this was going to be some crazy expensive thing. And for $80 to fit, because let's go back to showing the figures in it. I mean, that's a pretty big vehicle. You got 3 6-inch characters in there. There's 2 seats plus one on the back. That's not, and this is a retail release. You can get it through Pulse, you can get it through Big Bad. People have seen it on store shelves. This is one of those things that, yes, Nerd Rage, the Gator from Mass. That's exactly what I meant. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Everyone's saying Gator, thank you. And I'm not a big fan of Fortnite itself or the rest of the characters, but they're doing some cool vehicles, they're doing some cool stuff, and the prices aren't awful. Like $80 is a bit high. I'd rather see 40, $50, but I'm sure that you'll get this on clearance in some stores, and that's when people are going to really go nuts with it. Jim Salzberg with a good point, considering we have Torpedo and Shipwreck confirmed as G.I. Joe Classified release. This is amazing. Exactly. Rolo asks, get in contact with Pixel Dan. Did someone give you that red telephone that Andy Warhol used to talk to God, or how else would you do it? We've met several times. we're friends. So I just said, hey, man, I'm doing this thing. You might be into it. He said, totally, dude. So he's known about it since we decided to do it. Spoilers. Whether or not he's able to show up, I don't know. I can't speak for the man. But I knew that some of the stuff that you were selling or putting up for sale are things that he'd be interested in. So I obviously wanted to make sure he knew that it was coming. So I'm not doing that to promote the event, even though that would be nice. I just know he's really into that stuff, and as a result, why wouldn't you invite someone that's into the stuff that would be willing to bid on some of this cool stuff? That's the whole thing. But this boat is pretty cool. Yes, I pre-ordered it. I'm really interested to get it in my hands. But I'm not gonna lie, I would love to see it because I'm torn, guys, because I want, on one hand, I want it to sell well to show that people want these. On the other hand, I cannot wait for certain markets to put it on clearance for a lot less money so I can have more than one without it breaking the bank. I'm torn. So I don't mind paying for one. I really don't mind paying for one. But I would like another one. So if anyone sees this go up on clearance for like $50 or less, let me know. I want one, another one, because I, 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 wow, it's just cool. It's just cool. There's a ton of stuff you could do with it. And I know it's weird that I'm getting so excited about a fucking boat, but I am. I'm really excited by it. It'll be cool. It'll be fun. Oh, and there's one more thing in my pickups that I didn't talk about. So if you look at the top of that Muppets box, do you see that tan rectangle? That's a plastic case, a little tiny. It's about this big, of magician's wax. I got more of it because I really wanted to get the clear plastic cube like what Bill has. I wanted to match Bill, so I got some of that too. There's Bill on cue. You see my magician's wax, brother? Got some magician's wax right up above Sam the Eagle and Rizzo the Rat, sir. And we just announced officially the auction. The pinned message is the hot link to the auction itself. I've got all the items ready to go. We went through and did a preview of all the items that are up for sale. It's going to be a big week in the Grind Nation Territories channel thing. It's good to see you, Bill. But I got some magician's wax. Jim Salzberg just got a Hammond Collection Jurassic Park Velociraptor for $3 yesterday at Target. Nice. Ian Sweeney bought a Heroes of Goo-Jitsu armored Superman figure today. Completely ridiculous, and I love it. I'd love to see pictures of that, Ian. Hit me up on Instagram or something. I want to see that stuff. That sounds interesting. Jim Salzberg with a good point about the boats. It's still cheaper than a $300 his tank. You're not wrong. And that's about half the size of that his tank. So I'm just saying. Made from 100% organic magicians. I mean, you did get that new phone, the iPhone 6S. I bet that's going. Now I already had some. I had a package, a little tiny package of it, which is nice. But I wanted to be like you, sir. I wanted to have like the box. And I was like, I gotta get that right there. And it was on sale for like $6. And I said, cool. So I have plenty of it now, and I'm very happy because I'm gonna actually have to start using it for some of the stuff I want to do with figures and whatnot. Very excited about it. He says, is this the correct scale for a 6-inch Velociraptor? The Colossal? I think it kind of can. Like it's almost 4 feet long from tip to tail. So I think that, because I haven't seen the film yet, so I don't know how big that dinosaur is supposed to be in the film. I don't know. They sell a super colossal T-Rex that I can say it's the same size, and that would scale properly with 6-inch Velociraptor. I'm going to get one of those too. The reason I got this Giganotosaurus is that it was on sale. That's why I called him out last week. Keep your eyes on that one because he goes down to like $35-$40 as opposed to 60, 70. And at that price, it's no brainer. When I can find the same size T-Rex for around that price, I'm in like Flynn. Like I want a T-Rex really bad. And that does scale. So as long as that dinosaur is around is adjacent to T-Rex size, then yes, it scales properly. If that dinosaur is supposed to be bigger than a T-Rex, then no, it doesn't properly scale, but it looks good. You can put 6-inch figures next to him and he's huge. He can swallow a 6-inch figure, believe it or not. So it's meant for 3 3/4 inch scale in terms of like the swallowing feature, but look up some reviews. He's fucking huge. It's great. Anonymous dude says Cheyenne or Shiny, or is it Cheyenne? I'm guessing Cheyenne. From Toy Amigos are saying the boat is going to bring back time fun. I mean, you're not wrong. Will says, I love it has an eating feature. Every big dino should have a version of it. I agree. It's a cool dino, man. That Amazon, go to the Amazon listing. That thing goes down to about $40 every other day. It's not bad. Jesse says, Amber Collection Velociraptors look great setting up to G.I. Joe Spirit. Great custom Turok display. It's an amazing display you got. Jim Salzberg says, Hammond 3.75 Velociraptors correct size for a 1/12 scale. The amber ones are just more Utah Raptor. Yeah, I gotcha. Jim Largo says, yeah, but classified scale torpedo boats definitely more fun than Rubber Ducky at bath time. Rubber Ducky, you're the one. You cost less than this boat does. It's true. Okay, Jason giving us the inside baseball. The new movie it's a bit bigger than the T-Rex, which is still true with the toys. It's a bit bigger, like just a little bit bigger than the T-Rex. So how much scale difference is there? I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out. Anonymous dude asks, how many dinos do I have? Please look up Jurassic Jesse on YouTube. I believe I've seen some of his videos before, but I'll definitely take a look. I appreciate that. How many do I have? I have currently 3 or 4 Velociraptors of varying color schemes. I've got pterodactyl, and I've got that super colossal. So I'm trying to I like to stick with the Amber collection stuff because I have so many 6-inch scale figures. I'm always in the market for more Velociraptors. Definitely want at least one more pterodactyl, and certainly at least one more giant colossal, the T-Rex for sure. And it's not because I want to have a Jurassic Park collection, although these are great. I'm just grateful for big fuck off dinosaurs. You know what I mean? So I'm really into it. Really into it. So I'll have to go back and watch the SDCC discussion, but I will say that Jada stole the show for you with Street Fighter and Mega Man. I didn't go over those, but the Mega Man looks really good. The Street Fighter looks great. But we did show the Universal monsters. I didn't go into great detail. I didn't try to hit everything that happened SDCC wise. And I knew that we were all pretty news exhausted. I had so much to announce with what's happening with, this week and everything. So I was like, man, it's fine. If there's anything you guys do want me to talk about, uh, speak now or forever hold your peace because I'm already at time. And I know Rolo's waiting to talk to me, so I don't want to stay on too long. But I'll stick around for a few more minutes if there's anything you guys want to talk about. But this has been a fun show, and the time is just zoomed by. And I also want to thank anyone who has subscribed to the channel in the last week or so. We actually got a pretty sizable chunk of subscribers over the weekend. I'm very happy with that. My thoughts on Operation. Whoops. Thoughts on Operation Recall. That's that G.I. Joe thing you showed. I think those figures look amazing. I think they look great, and I don't have the funds to throw towards it, but when they do come out, I'm going to be picking them up. It's really really cool G.I. Joe stuff. I mean, it's just great. Look them up; they're really cool. Bill has to rewatch the stream. No worries, dude. Will McLaughlin says I saw those new mini Star Wars mini vehicles in a couple YouTube toy hunts last week, but none. Maria asking if people can find them. You down with SDCC? Yeah, you know me. That's good. That's good. That's good. Toy Connects did a nice vid on the mini vehicles. Yes. Good night, Ian Sweeney. Good to see you, man. Jim's gonna go watch that the premiere from this week. So I will make it live. I'll schedule it late tonight or early tomorrow morning so that to give patrons time to watch it. Okay. And now it's just think fast. Top 3 metal bands. Top 3 meaning my favorites would be Napalm Death, This is tough. Napalm Death, Crowbar, Anthrax. Those are probably my favorites. And that's cruel. 3 is not enough. As you will see in the video that's coming out on Thursday, where I do talk about my favorite bands. That's a long ass list, and it's not even close to being comprehensive. So sadistic, sadistic question, dude. Copper bands look neat. Silver bands are overrated. Gold bands not worth the money. I don't even know what you're talking about. Copper, zinc, and aluminum. Aluminium. All right. World Wide Cover said made it home took forever. Yeah, traffic is crazy today, from what I understand. Crazy stuff. All right, guys. So I love each and every one of you, and I thank you so very, very much for being here on this Monday. And you know, you're not going to have to wait long, guys. Because I'll see you Wednesday night live with Joe Dickerson. We'll see you Thursday night for the premiere of the year-long celebration, and I'll be in chat there with you. And then you'll see me again Saturday morning alongside of Bill, and we'll get some toys sold for Rolo and to benefit him and quality of life, dude. This is it's gonna be a fun week, man. I'm looking forward to it. So I'm gonna hop off here and say again, I love you. Have a great, great, great week, and take care of yourselves and each other. I love you.